Good morning, everyone. Brian Rhodes, Operations Section Chief for California Incident Management Team 4. Just wanted to provide you a morning update to the Soberanes incident and what occurred last night. So starting up near Los Padres Dam in Division Juliet and working south towards Chews Ridge, the whole three divisions all held last night without incident. And so crews were out last night patrolling, mopping up, and so that continues to improve as we move forward. Moving on to our slop over just directly north of Chews Ridge. Crews last night were able to continue the work in there, and will also continue that work today. They were able to get about 2/3 of the way on the direct fire line, securing it, and what they'll be working on today is what we call the head of the slop over here. They are going to go direct on this and hope to have that tied in by about 1400 today. Moving on into Division M and Alpha Alpha, coming down into Arroyo Seco itself. Our other area of concern that the crews worked on yesterday and last night was our second slop over. They were able to connect these two pieces, and according to IR, there's not much heat in here at all, so that's actually good news. And crews will continue to make sure that this stays put, stays at its current location for now, and we'll look at determining what is our next step and when we take that. Again, most of the decisions about whether or not to fire this and how we are going to fire this is all weather dependent. Moving on into the interior portion around Church Ranch and the caves. All this is looking very secure. The crews several nights ago came in here and did some firing around the Church Ranch, and we're able to protect the infrastructure in here. No issues at all. Just very little movement over the last 24 hours from the perimeter of this fire, moving down towards the Tasahara Road. And so we do have resources, again, down here at Tasahara, poised and ready if the fire does start to advance towards Tasahara Zen Center itself. We will initiate some firing operations in order to protect the center. I just want to reiterate one more point here about the English cabin. I know there's a lot of concern, a lot of questions out there whether or not the cabin is in fact still standing. We did wrap it with some fire protective wrap way before the fire got there, and we have validated that the cabin is still intact and is untouched by the fire. So moving on into West Operations, again, you may notice today's map that there is more black line on the map, and that is actually a good thing. Black line for us on a map indicates that there is containment, and so where you see the black, there is little to no potential of any heat or any further advancement in those areas along the fire perimeter. We're still working on these areas that have not shown containment yet. There's just a couple pieces of heat still left that are identified by the infrared, and we'll be working those areas that we can get crews into safely, and those areas that we cannot, we will continue to utilize aviation assets. So other than that, the last piece of the work being done here in the West Operations is, of course, the suppression repair, and that continues in earnest, and they're making very good progress. We're probably looking at at least another 4 days before they wrap up the suppression repair in the West Operations and move over into East Operations. That's the end of the report. Thanks.